have in the house? Do you guys hear me okay? How many of you subs? Press that one button. Yeah. We got some huge information, huge updates coming up right here on Nerd Report. Bringing in an expert, our resident expert, Jules, waiting in the background. Looking great with the new camera setup. I see that. Woo, woo, woo. Let's give a shout out to everyone in the comments before we count, as we count down. I appreciate you all here on a Nerd Report. Let's get those popcorns up in the air for Signor and his raid over there on Popcorn Planet. I came in there, gave it the update, and we're out. Members, let's hit those emojis. Let's go. Cheryl, what's up, girl? How you doing? Carly, how are you? Della, how you doing? Look at those emojis. I feel great. Hey, hey, hey. Let us know what city you're watching from. How you doing, Shelly? We're going to be talking about that. Bryan Kohberger. He had a day in court today. We have a lot of new information. A lot of theories been kind of debunked. Coming at you in about a minute here on Nerd Report. Let's get those likes up. Sub from Canada, what's up? Sub, Sarai, all right, new subs, press that one. Cheryl, thanks for the coffee. Cheryl, this Saturday is Lisa's birthday, and we are going to try your coffee. I've been under the weather, and I don't want to, caffeine's not the best when you're under the weather, so we're going to do it, Cheryl. There's a lot of catching up I need to do. I need to do the hike. I've been sick with, folks, I've been sick with COVID. I'm getting over it. 300 plus people in the house. Let's get those likes up to 100 before the party begins. Almost at 51K. That's right, 10 seconds ago. Oh, we got a lot of new subs. Josie, how you doing? Press that one if you're new. Look at all those subs. Thank you so much, everyone. Shout out. All right, let's go. Let's go. All right, well, here I am. Here I am, ladies and gentlemen. Lewis in the house. How are you? Everyone looking at the chat. What day is it? Thursday evening. We got a lot of new info. In regards to the Idaho stuff. We'll get to it right now. I feel a little under the weather. Been coughing up a storm. I got some water here. A lot of new info. We're going to get through with it. And I think my secret weapon of how to get... Here, let me see if I can get them in here or her in here. My secret weapon when I'm sick or when I need some info, when I need an expert with true crime is no other. Jules, you ready?
I am, sir.
All right. Let me know, guys, if you hear Jules okay. But yeah, we got the Idaho case, a lot of updates going on. But first, I want to welcome Jules in the house. What's up?
It's been a busy day. A lot of reading. My eyes hurt. My brain hurts. It's
You're
a lot
bringing
of a lot of information
to
a lot of
take
information to consume. To take in.
facts.
It's been a big day for law enforcement. That's for sure.
Big day. I know people are critical of law enforcement, but I think they did a really good job here. I think they did a really, really, really good job this time around. I think sometimes it's unfair. The some of the takes, but it is the way it is, man. Like I said, it's like going to a restaurant. It's like going to a restaurant and you're hungry, you're impatient, you want the information, and once you get information, you're satisfied, and that's when you can really grade the Idaho PD. So let's go over some of the stuff when you're ready.
I'm ready whenever you say.
All right. So the big news today. Which one do you think? Where do we start, Jules? The biggest one. Well, let's talk about the FBI. The FBI tracking Bryan Kohberger. He was a person of interest. 5 days after the incident, and a lot of us were not me as much. I don't think so, but call me out if I did. Were like, there's no information. And I thought, well, it's a month. Give him some more time. So what do you think? 5 days after they had information, what did you read about that?
Well, actually, the truth of the matter is, what we thought was 5 days, that they got their guy 5 days prior to the actual arrest. According to the affidavit, no. He was in their sights as of November 25th.
Oh, that's more.
Yes,
11
way
days.
more. They were building their case, and they did it very methodically. I've got to give props to the state of Idaho, the county, Latah County, and Moscow PD and the FBI, with what's in this treasure trove of a document. And they all worked in unison with one another, compiling everything. And they had top experts in the field, especially when it came to phone pings and video surveillance. And Lewis, remember when you said there was no cameras? I don't understand. There was no cameras. There was a camera inside the house.
Inside the house?
Yes, sir. 50 feet away from where Kaylee and Madison were unalived.
So they had a good image of them.
Not so much of as an image, but audio.
So they had his audio.
They have not his. It's in the documents. They could hear whimpering.
Oh shit.
And moaning, and the dog barking.
That's awful.
Yeah. Yes. So, and
real quick, let me know if you guys could hear us okay. Just double checking on the audios. I don't want to share this important information and find out 45 minutes later that the mics are muted. Believe me, that has happened. But yeah, this is awful, man. This is awful. That's one of the reasons these cases are fascinating, but I kind of back off and I hide from doing this stuff because
the interior camera was set up approximately 50 feet down the hallway of Kaylee and where Kaylee and Madison's room was. Now, they were on the third floor, and their bedrooms were separated by a bathroom. But in any case, on the second floor is where Xana and Ethan were. This is difficult. Okay.
Trigger warning?
Yes, trigger warning. Trigger warning, because I'm not going to use the words that are in here. I will not use the words, but it is still a very tragic situation, and it can be triggering.
I just want to say this. This is hard for Julie to do. I have her do this because, one, she's stepping up because I'm a bit under the weather, and I think she could do this very well. But Mods, could you please share her Cash App so she could get a cup of coffee or something? And she's not doing this to get paid, but
not
at all. She's just doing it because she's been into this stuff, looking for justice for a long time, even since the Casey Anthony stuff. Before I even knew she existed, but before I knew
this
Julie.
Is true.
So yeah, if you guys want to get her a cup of coffee, it'd be nice.
Thank
$3
you,
coffee.
Louis.
All right.
Thank you. So let me explain to everyone. This is an 18-page document. I highlighted what I thought was the most pertinent information. So I am skipping through this, but the document is online in PDF version. You all could download it and print it out yourself and see what I'm not saying, but I'm trying to get to the meat of the matter on this. So upon law enforcement arriving at the home, and when they walked through the home, now I'm going to refer to the surviving roommate as DM. That's what they do they have it here in the reports. The names are out there, but I'm not going to say the names because these girls are dealing with a lot of survivor guilt. So,
by the way, sorry to interrupt you. There's a few things that do go on before we move forward where people are saying, well, why didn't you call this or why didn't you do this? And what I call that is Monday morning quarterbacking. I'm surprised they didn't freeze. If I would have seen what they saw, I would have frozen, curled up in a ball, and thrown myself on the floor for a couple hours before calling any authority. And I'm a grown man. So, sorry. Go ahead, Julie.
No, that's absolutely fine. So on the second floor, the west bedroom, that was Xana's room. And they found her on the floor. And obviously, she was unalived, and it had been caused by an edged weapon. I'm not familiar with some of these terms when it comes to weapons. So, Louis, if you know what an edged weapon is.
Well, an edged weapon is anything that, it could be a sword, it could be a knife, it could be
In other words, something that's
holster,
that doesn't open up. It's
double edged.
Like it's a station. Is it a stationary blade? That's what I'm trying to say.
That's what they said.
I'm asking you, would an edged weapon be considered a stationary blade?
No. Look, I don't know the legal term they use, but to me, an edged weapon would imply that anything that's edged, that has an edge on there.
Okay.
I'll automatically assume it's a sharp edge. And stuff. And
Okay, so
yeah, go ahead.
go ahead. No, all right. Also in the room was a male who was later identified as Ethan Chapin. His cause of being unalived was later determined at the medical examiner's office, and that was caused by a sharp force injuries. That's the only detail they give in here, which thankfully, because I don't want to know it all. Okay, so then upon finding Xana and Ethan, then they went upstairs to the third floor. And the third floor consisted of the 2 bedrooms and the bathroom. The bedroom on the west side on the floor was later determined to be that of Kaylee.
On the second floor.
On the third floor.
Oh, because there are third. It's a pretty large house.
On the third floor. Xana and Ethan were on the second floor. Per this affidavit, Kaylee was on the third floor. There was a dog in the room, not with Kaylee. The dog was in Kaylee's room, closed up in there by itself. There's more about the dog, but it's not really material, so I'm not going to go into it. They entered the second bedroom, and that is where Maddie and Kaylee were found in the bed. They were unalived with visible wounds from said weapon. They found what appeared to be, and this is key because Lewis said this right early on, appeared to be a tan leather sheath laying on the bed next to Maddie on the right side. The sheath was later processed and had K-bar on it, USMC, and the United States Marine Corps Eagle. And that was something Lewis called from the beginning.
Well, let me show you what that looks like. Okay. We don't have that. Obviously we don't have that with us, the exact one. But so you have a better idea. I pulled this up on Amazon, and this is what holds that kind of weapon, and it would go on your. I believe that's what they're talking about here, right? This is what will go on your belt, right there, and it's something like a hunter would use, maybe, or someone who
yes
opens letters.
Yes, Lewis, yes,
yeah. So
yes, and if you keep that picture up, and see that snap in this report, that is very key in this report. So they found that, and they sent it to the lab for processing. And on that sheath that Lewis just showed you.
Well, that's not the exact one or model, but it's similar, yeah.
No, it's not. It's not the same one. Similar. It's giving us a picture, an idea of what this sheath may look like. But that snap, the Idaho State Lab located a single source of male DNA, the suspect profile, left on the button snap of the knife. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that. Of the weapon sheath.
Yeah.
So, as part of, this part I'm not going to read because they're just giving more description of
right.
The
it's 19
of
pages.
the house.
It's 19 pages, and it's out there. So, you all could get it.
Now, here is the statement from the roommate. And guys, I'm asking you, as I go through the surviving roommate's statement, please be respectful of her. We don't know. They're only giving us the bare minimum of her statement. We don't know the why, the how, or what may have been going through this young girl's mind. So let's be respectful. When the time comes, we will hear from her in a court of law. So DM and BF, these are the two surviving roommates. They made their statements and they verified that, yes, the other four were home by 2 a.m. and asleep or at least in their rooms at approximately 4 a.m. Xana, she received a DoorDash order at approximately 4 a.m. Yes, the driver was interviewed, and he is the one who reported that he made a delivery there at 4 a.m. So he was interviewed and he was cleared. DM stated she originally went to sleep in her bedroom on the southeast side of the second floor. DM stated she was awoken at approximately 4 a.m. at what she said sounded like Haley playing with her dog in one of the upstairs bedrooms, which was located on the third floor. A short time later, DM said she heard who she thought was Kaylee say something to the effect of, "There's someone here."
Oh my gosh.
A review of the records obtained from the download of Xana's phone showed that this could have also been Xana, as her cell phone indicated she was awake and likely using the TikTok app at approximately 4:12 a.m. The DM, who is one of the surviving roommates, stated she looked out her bedroom but did not see anything when she heard the comment about someone being in the house. DM stated she opened her door a second time when she heard what she thought was crying coming from Xana's room.
Oh.
DM then said she heard a male voice say something to the effect of, "It's okay, I'm going to help you."
Okay, so let's stop there a second and go over some of it, because there's a lot to take in. So, and also I want to thank you, Bernadette, for your support. If you guys want to support, I'll get to your chats after, because right now we're going through this stuff, and that's we're paying our respects, because it sounds really bad. I that's why it's difficult to cover these things. It's like the moaning. It got me. It really gets me. And the dog and the last statement you had, where they said, "Don't worry, I'll take care of you.
It's okay. It's okay. I'm going to help you."
This may be the boyfriend as well as the asshole, right?
Yeah.
And again, I want to say that
I think if it was Ethan, I think DM would have said, "I heard Ethan." Okay. I really believe, because she obviously lived, she lived with Xana. She was in Ethan's company on a regular basis. I think she would have recognized the voice as being Ethan.
Who do you guys think it is in the comments as well? I'm sorry, we're reading this, and we are keeping your opinions in mind.
Yeah.
We appreciate you all.
Yes.
So you think it was Ethan?
I don't.
Oh.
I don't know what the chat thinks. I don't think it was Ethan. I think it was. I do think. And let's also keep in mind, he is presumed innocent until he's proven guilty in a court of law by 12 of his peers. But this is damning, and I don't see how he's going to get around what's in here. And let's also keep in mind, yes, I keep saying this over, that this is a treasure trove of information, but this is just a minute aspect of what we are given, okay? Which means they have so much more. They have evidence that hasn't even been processed yet,
Now,
such as from his apartment and from his parents' home.
now remember this. Just, words of wisdom here. You could say it was someone, the suspect. If they go to court and they're not found guilty, they could come back and sue you. Just so you know. So
right.
that's why we're saying
it's allegedly.
Where everything here is alleged,
and he's innocent until he's proven guilty in a court of law. I cannot stress that enough, folks.
And I'm going to side on that. I can't understand this kind of act. So anyone in the planet that goes up to me and says I did this, I'm going to be like, nah, because I can't. My brain does not connect with this. It's like another,
mine doesn't either.
So
no,
even if whoever tells me that would have confessed this to me, whatever, I would have been like, I don't believe them. So that's the way my brain is wired. Go ahead.
Yeah. So, and again, I'm getting to a part where some people are going to start to question the roommate. Please, let's be respectful of her, okay?
Get to that part, and then I have a statement after that, and I'm curious to see what you all think.
Okay. At approximately 4:17 a.m., a security camera located at 1112 Kings Road residence, which is northwest of this resident, picked up distorted audio of what sounded like voices or a whimper, followed by a loud thug. A dog can also be heard barking numerous times. DM stated she opened her door for the third time after she heard crying and saw a figure clad in black clothing and a mask that covered the person's mouth and nose walking towards her. GM described the figure as 5'10" or taller, male, not very muscular, but athletically built with bushy eyebrows. The male walked past DM as she stood in a frozen shock phase. The male walked towards the back sliding glass door. DM locked herself in her room after seeing the male. DM did not state that she recognized the male. This leads investigators to believe that the murderer left the scene. Go ahead, Lewis.
Well, Monday morning quarterbacking, if you're criticizing this young person, do we know her age?
I believe 22. I believe she was 20. I believe that they all were 22.
A lot of
they don't give her age in the report.
In my opinion, no one should question a roommate. And in my opinion, we don't think we are, but we do act on nature, on reflexes, on instincts. And we are animals, right? We're part of the animal family, whether you like it or not. Some of us are closer to donkeys than others, but I will say this: a big deal in the animal kingdom when a predator is trying to get a prey is fear, making themselves look bigger than they are. Now and don't do this. I've been told that if you see a bear, you make yourself look bigger than the bear goes away and runs. They get scared. And I believe if you just woke up or you're tired, you said it was 4:15-ish.
Yes.
And you're maybe even a little buzzed, because they did the partying, maybe. I don't know what they did. But you're in a very vulnerable state, and you see someone that's 5'10"
or taller, she said,
or taller, which describes someone I know that's on this, someone we know, and with a mask, you're gonna freeze. I'm sorry. And not only that, I'm surprised she got enough sense to close the door behind her. to
Yes.
come. That's brave in itself. And also, you need to realize that from what we know, nothing that she did would have changed the outcome. But I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe people are braver than I am. I don't know. Let me know. But meanwhile, Shelly, thank you for being a 7th-month member. You both are doing great job on this. Thank you. No problem. Thank you, Shelly, for supporting. But sorry, Julie, if you want to add anything.
Well, that's basically where it stands, where the surviving roommate was. And by her statements, the authorities feel, remember early on, they said between 3 and 4 a.m. Well, they narrowed it down, and they really narrowed it down, that this crime took place between 4 a.m. and 4:25 a.m. And they had other backup. They had video and cell phone pings to back, to tighten this up.
Yeah.
And this was information that was given to the judge in order to obtain the arrest warrant. So they did an extensive search of the area, which they did find a latent shoe print. I'm not going to go into all the details of the shoe print and what they used to process the shoe print, but I will tell you this, and I do not know what this is, Lewis, so if you know or anybody in the chat knows what this is, it showed a diamond-shaped pattern similar to the pattern of a Vans type shoe sole, just outside of the surviving roommate's bedroom.
Yeah.
I don't know what Vans type shoe sole. I don't know what that means.
Let's put it this way. Let's put it this way. And again, if you're new to Nerd Report, hopefully we've earned your subscription today. If you've been here a while, double check that you are subscribed. And I think one thing that we have over a lot is that we don't sit here and pretend we know everything. We just host a pretty big show now because we're gaining so many subs and we're really grateful for that. But your opinion, everything counts. So feel free in the comments to add it there and we'll try to read it out loud. From what I'm getting out of it, everyone, is I feel like he walked past her at that time, opened the door, and stepped on, on the floor. Now, look, we're talking about Idaho. It's muddy, it's wet, it's cold. It left like a footprints, like an animal would leave a footprints there. So they could see the pattern of the bottom of your foot and then, or the shoe, and there determine what kind of shoe it is. So they'd be looking for someone with a shoe that would be matching the Nike, because apparently Nike is the one that has that style. So
okay.
That's what I got out of it. But I will say this. If it is the suspect, the one we're talking about, if he is guilty and he did this and he's a PhD, whatever, in criminology, teacher's assistant, bro, get your money back. You're awful. And you're awful.
Yeah, that's pretty much some of the
it's a basic thing.
Basic people are the commentators are the lawyers and forensic people that I've been following all day on this have been saying that their assessment was the sheep. Like, how could he leave that behind? I don't believe he left it behind. I think in the struggle, that's why I asked you earlier, Lewis, was that clipped? Is that the type that clips to your side? I think in the course of the struggle, it came off. I don't think he left it there on purpose. I think it came off and he just did not realize it came off.
Candy's Life, thank you for being a member for 3 months. Keep up the great work, Lewis and Jules. Thank you for that. Thanks for being a nerd trooper. It's kind of weird because those are strapped to your belt. How did it fall off?
I'm thinking in a struggle. I mean,
Where was it found?
It was found next to Maddie, on the bed next to Maddie.
Maddie, and who was she with?
Kaylee.
Okay.
The two of them were in the same room
The
together.
two girls, right?
Yes.
Okay.
The
I
ones
don't
that
want
have
to
been
go that
friends
way.
since little
I don't want to
girls.
go that way. But speculation warning. SA. That's why the belt was off.
That is pure speculation.
That's the only reason I would think, because these things are tight to your belt. I don't know why it would come off unless he did something silly where he had it in it and brought it in.
But could it be ripped off in a struggle?
That would take someone with a lot of strength.
When you're fighting for your life?
No, I don't. It's like saying, "Hey, I'm gonna rip a belt in half." It's not gonna happen.
Okay.
I don't think so.
Right.
Again, they know more.
Yes, they know more, and I think if SA was involved,
That would have been in the complaint, right?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know. So we're going to move on to the video canvas. So this is where the investigation really starts to come together. Shame on me. I criticized them in the beginning, but they knew what they were doing. They started collecting video from everywhere and anywhere. People coming forward with their own videos, businesses, traffic cams, you name it, they got their hands on it. And this is the weird thing. That white Hyundai, now, yes, they put out between 2011 and 2013. However, they had an FBI person that does nothing but this. He specializes in this particular area. And as it turned out, that FBI forensic analyst said it's between a 2013 and a 2015. So, but you know what? The year, make, and model, the exact year, make, and model, in my personal opinion, doesn't really matter at this point, because they were able, well, here. Review of the camera footage indicated that the white sedan, and they labeled it as suspect vehicle 1, was observed traveling on the 700 block of Indian Hills in Moscow at approximately 3:26 in the morning. It showed that the vehicle did not have a front license plate. Now, in Pennsylvania, you're not required to have plates on the front and the back of your vehicle. Here in Florida, you're not required. In New Jersey, you're required. But that's what they noticed. In the King Road neighborhood, it showed multiple sightings of suspect vehicle 1, starting at 3:29 in the morning and ending at 4:20 in the morning as well. And it goes on. It gives the different roadways, etc. I mean, they even supply you with a road map. I cannot show you the road map because when I printed it out, it printed out black. Sorry, guys.
We could do that later.
Yeah. And then at 4:04 a.m., it can be seen driving on Kings Road, and it stopped. It made a turnaround in front of another address, came back down the road. He did a three-way pass on this house. And then at 4:20, it is seen leaving that address at a high rate of speed. Now I'm going to skip.
That's where they saw from the 7-Eleven or whatever. They saw the footage.
They have it where he's speeding away from the home.
Yeah.
It is seen on video departing the area of the King Road residence at approximately 4:20 a.m. at a high rate of speed. And then it gives the different the pathways that were taken. I'm going to, skip all of that. And I'm going to go to page 7, where this is where the expert, the forensic, and I have to stand corrected on the year. He said the vehicle was a 2011 through 2016, but they knew for sure it was a white Hyundai Elantra.
What page are you on?
I'm on page 7.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm skipping a lot.
There's a lot of stuff, like you could read it, but there is a lot of stuff there.
Yeah.
And you pulled up the highlights, so.
Yeah. And then at approximately 2:53 a.m., that white sedan, which is consistent with the white Elantra, was observed traveling southeast on Nevada in Pullman, Washington, and it was headed towards Moscow, Idaho. So it's the same vehicle. I'm going to skip. Approximately at 5:25 a.m., the white sedan, which again consistent with the five cameras in Pullman, Washington, on the Washington State University campus cameras. So he was seen on 5 different cameras. The first camera recorded the white sedan. That was on Johnson Road. I'm going to skip a lot of this because it's just telling us on what roads. And if you want it, you can pull this up yourself and read in more detail. At approximately 5:27 a.m., the car is observed on the cameras traveling back to Pullman. Now, this is what's key. On November 25th, Moscow Police Department, that is when they said they were on the lookout for this car. On November 29th, at approximately 12:28 a.m., Washington State University, this is so freaking key, so key. A Washington State University police officer, they give his name, I'm not going to say it on air, saw an Elantra registered at WSU. As a result, he located a 2015 Elantra with Pennsylvania plates, and they give the plate number. I'm not going to read that on air. This vehicle was registered to Bryan Kohberger, residing, and the address is here. I'm not reading that on air because he has neighbors. And it's approximately 3/4 of a mile from the intersection of where the camera picked this up. And that same day, another officer, I'm not reading his name, was looking for the Elantra in the parking lot at the location in Pullman. I don't want to read the address, but it's his apartment complex that houses WSU students. He ran, he saw the car, he ran the plate, it returned back to Bryan Kohberger with a Washington license plate. After, and with the information from the registration, it came back as a height of 6 foot, 185 pounds, with his picture. Further investigation showed that on August 21st, Bryan was detained in a traffic stop in Moscow.
Alone.
Okay. Alone.
No,
yes.
no surveillance for that, right?
No, well, if there is, they haven't released it.
Yeah.
But alone in a traffic stop, and at that time he had the Pennsylvania plate on it. Now, what happened is the Pennsylvania plate was due to expire at the end of November, and so he had the car re-registered, or I should say registered in the state of Washington. So that's why it was flip-flopping from the Pennsylvania plate to the Washington plate. Probably had the plate not getting ready to expire, the Pennsylvania plate still would have been on there. But in any case, I'm going to skip ahead.
There's no they changed the plate 5 times.
No. The plate was changed the one time where he took the Pennsylvania plate that was expiring off and putting the Washington state plate.
Stop
on
right there
there
a second. I do have. It looks a little better, that map that you said you couldn't. Is that on screen right now, or you can't?
Yeah, I can't.
I think I have it up there. The map you couldn't do, so you guys can get a better look.
Yeah.
It's on screen right now.
Yeah.
Also, Janine, is that you? Thank you so much. 13 months in this case is so tragic. Thank you for covering it. Love you. Yeah, we love you back. Thanks for our support, Janine. I believe that's the Janine that's been around here for a very long time. Thank you.
She's your Janine.
Yeah, my Janine. Marcella, also with the Cash App. Thank you for always supporting Marcella. And, you know, she says feel better. I'm starting to. Guys, please share. Mods, please share Marcella's channel a couple times there to get her to 2,000 if we can. But, yeah, so far. Oh, in regards to, we cover these things, right? And everyone here seems to be logical, but we were covering this and people are like, some people are like, you guys got to get your facts right. He changed the license plate 17 times. And we're like, people in the comment, like someone in the comment would be saying that. I'm like, they would be saying it was so, like they were so sure of themselves, believing lies and calling us out because we didn't share the lies and it's so weird. So could you come back and apologize, please? You guys that did that. You won't, right? It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
So it's just some crazy stuff, man. Like the reason they couldn't get him is because he changed his license plate 1,700 times.
Yeah, no.
No.
But no. But bottom line is, he must be a pretty shitty driver because since August he was pulled over. He was stopped on several occasions. One was for not having a seatbelt on, or another one was a traffic stop. Now, mind you, they were in Moscow. On that, so I'm gonna basically skip over that.
Yeah, you're doing a great job. Let's see some hearts for Julie as we catch up with the stuff. And I'll and I also want Bernadette, real quick, take a little bit of a break right there. Bernadette, thank you. She says, "Hi, my beautiful nerds. Had to stop by for a minute. Still working like a dog. I'll catch the replay. Yeah." Nerd Report, my favorite. Like, subscribe, share these peeps. Yeah, guys, thanks, Bernadette. Very important that you all hit the like button and stuff and share and stuff. Thank you, Bernadette, for that. And also, let me know if you're new to this channel by pressing that 1 button. I love seeing new people. Press that 1 button if you're new to the channel. Also, let me know what city, state, country you're watching from. That's number 2. Number 3 assignment is, what do you think so far? Let us know. What do you think of what we've read so far? What do you think of the news? Is there anyone out there that thinks he's innocent? I had a few people tell me that they think they got the wrong person. I personally am leaning at no, but hey, Everyone's and if someone thinks that, by all means, be respectful to them. Be respectful. Maybe they do have a case. So let us know. Jules, you're leaning on they got the right person, right?
In my opinion,
As of right now, yeah.
this is my opinion. Okay, he is innocent until proven guilty. But in my opinion, even with just this, and this is again not a whole lot of what is still to come, this guy is guilty as sin. This is my opinion. If they want to prove me wrong once they get in a court of law, I'll be the first one to say, damn, I was wrong. But from what I'm reading here, they did their due diligence. And I say they got their guy. I say they got their guy. My opinion.
Yep. And if it is him, it's weird because we were expecting, and you said this is the beginning. We were expecting like criminal mastermind, and now we're seeing like goofball, and also and bro, if it was you, don't play poker because you don't have a poker face at all, man. That stop, the look was just ridiculous. If it is you, I hope it's not. Because my mom actually brought this to me. We feel bad for the parents. We do.
I do.
Yeah.
Very much so. And we'll get to them.
Yeah.
When,
all right, go for
when
it.
we're done with it. When we're done with this report. Now they do give his educational background in here. Listen, we've all seen it. We've all read it. We heard it. So I'm not going to read it. We all know who he is and what he's been studying. But all of that did come into play in their investigation. Now, they did obtain search warrants for cellular devices and the cell towers in close proximity to the Kings Road residence. Now, I'm not going to read all of this, you guys. It's on page 12. If you pull it up, it goes into much more detail about that. What I will go into, on December 23rd, they applied for and was granted a search warrant for historical phone records from AT&T for approximately 24 hours preceding this crime. On December 23rd, pursuant to the search warrant, they received records for, it gives the phone number, but
don't repeat the phone.
Yeah, I'm not going to. From AT&T, and this goes. It is his, Bryan Kohberger's phone. Here's where it really gets interesting. With all of their pinging on his phone, guys, he was stalking them.
He was stalking them, right? Whoever it was.
Well,
it's Kohberger. It's got to be him.
Yeah, it's Kohberger. According to the phone records, according to the cell phone towers.
Okay, so now we
need.
So sorry, Julie. So now we're gonna have to believe that if you think he's innocent, we have to believe that this person of interest, this suspect, Bryan Kohberger, was following them, aka stalking them, but someone else came in and did the deed. That's kind of hard to swallow if you're on team Berger there, right?
Now, right. And here's the thing, though. We don't know, and it's not clear in this document if he was stalking, or if he was stalking a particular person in that household or just all of the members in the household. It does not state. However, on 12 occasions between June 23rd and the date of the crime, his phone pinged there, in that area. As yeah, this is just and again, on November 13th at approximately 2:47 a.m., now this is crazy, okay? He thought he was gonna, when they say they go according to your phone records,
yeah.
And if you're on your phone a lot or you're texting a lot or, you're always on your phone, and then all of a sudden for a certain period of time, your phone is dead, no activity whatsoever. Well, guess what? That's also incriminating as well.
Spread the word out there that if you are a criminal, they're going to get you. There's billions of people on Earth. Only like one escapes.
Yeah.
The people that are famous that commit crimes and that would become famous for escaping, there's very few of them. So don't even try it.
Right. So his phone was pinging at cell towers going from Pullman to Moscow. Okay. And then, at 2:47 a.m., there's no more coverage. The phone just stops, which is consistent with either the phone being in an area without cellular coverage, the connection to the network is disabled, such as putting the phone in airplane mode, or the phone is turned off. So that particular phone number does not report to the network again until 4:48 a.m., at which time it's utilized cellular resources that provide coverage to the ID of State Highway 95 south of Moscow. So between 4:50 a.m. and 5:26 a.m., the phone was consistent with traveling south. So they used, I'm not going to read all of this or even all of this here on here. What I will say is that also on December 23rd.
Yeah, security is crazy.
Now, you have to remember, too, that they are now hyper-focused on Bryan Kohberger. And they have every reason to believe that this could be their guy. On December 23rd
security
of 2022, they did a search warrant for prospective location information and a register trap on the phone as well to determine if Kohberger stalked any of the victims in this case prior to the offense. And was in contact with any of the victims or associates before or after the alleged offense, any locations that may contain evidence of the murder, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that word, oh God, of the crime that occurred on November 13th, in the location of the Elantra registered to Kohberger. Pursuant to that search warrant, they received the historical records of his phone, and it was determined that that phone, again, I'm just repeating myself, but it started in June, where his phone was pinging, and it provided the coverage of the area of the residents of where the crime took place. So they go on into much more
Let me stop you a
detail.
little bit there as well, because I have a theory, real quick.
Okay.
And guys, let me know if I'm full of it, because I am a lot. I'm full of it a lot. So if we're to think everything that everything you've read, if it's all factual, because of course it has to be disputed, I'm gonna say that yeah, whoever did it was 100% stalking, even though it was the ping or whatever. I'll tell you why. Think about it. It's a college town, right? There were several people that look similar to the victims. It could have been, if it was just a random, why would you be after these people for a month? And what is it, how many weeks? What was it?
6 weeks?
A
6
month
weeks.
and a month and a week. They were a target specifically. It wasn't like, hey, let me park here and whoever comes first, I'm going to do this to them. Because there were a lot of potential victims there. Let's be fair. A lot of potential victims that fell into the same category. 20s, college student.
Yes.
So why them? It's a target. They must have interacted, I think, right now. I'm starting to think there was some interaction going on. Go ahead, Julie.
Okay, so now we're going to fast forward to December 27th.
What page are you on?
I'm on the last page because the last page, I skipped a lot. Again, guys, this affidavit for his arrest is out there. You can do exactly what I did, find it and print it out or read it right online. But this is very key. On December 27th, Slick, this is Slick Lewis. The Pennsylvania agents recovered the trash from the Kohberger family residence located, I'm not going to say the town, but in Pennsylvania. The Pennsylvania agents, FBI agents,
right,
police officers, obtained, they went in covertly. Remember, when you throw something away, the minute it exits your front door and goes out to the street, it's fair game. Anybody could take your stuff. You don't need a search warrant for that. Okay? So they were slick. They got the family trash. They took that evidence and it was sent to the Idaho State Lab for testing. On December 28th, the Idaho State Lab reported that the DNA profile obtained from the trash in Pennsylvania and the DNA profile obtained from that sheath that the weapon is held in identified as a male as not being excluded as the biological father of suspect. At least 99.9998% of the male population would be expected to be excluded from the possibility of being the suspect's biological father. So based upon this information, they were able to present this to a judge on December 28th, who granted them the arrest warrant, hence him being arrested on first-degree unaliving for people, four beautiful humans. Let's remember them: Maddie, Kaylee, Xana, and Ethan. Four beautiful individuals. And that's how they got their guy. And I do believe that now, Oh, and also too, it was at that particular time, same day, when they stormed 3 a.m. in the morning to arrest him, and they went through the parents' home. They also activated a search warrant on his apartment in Washington. We do not know what was obtained from the family home in Pennsylvania and what was obtained from the apartment over at WSU. Now, we're not going to know because the judge in this case has implemented a gag order on law enforcement, the DA's office, as well as his public defender. There will be, anybody involved in this case, zip, they're not allowed to talk from this point on unless...
Even after?
Well, once the case has been heard in the court of law, that's different. But unless the judge changes her mind. And so we will not be hearing from anybody on any other evidence other than what I just revealed to everyone today. Now, I can give you an update. He does have a public defender. I believe her name is Ann Taylor. I think, if I might be incorrect on the name, but I think it's right. But she is, from my research, she is a top public defender. Her education is fantastic. He was considered indigent, and that's why he has a public defender. Also, when they executed the arrest warrant, everybody thought that the home where the crime occurred was going to be cleaned. It was scheduled to be cleaned that day. And the reason why the court order there... Okay, this is new information. The reason why the cleaning crew had to stop and not clean it is because this public defender had already put in place a court order to make sure that the home was not touched. And she did her walkthrough yesterday. Her and her team have walked through the crime scene already. So that goes to show you, yes, she's a public defender, but she knows what she's doing. So if anybody is wondering if he's going to get a fair trial, yes, I would say so.
Good.
The judge and the judge in this case wants to keep the media, at a slow pitch here, because as we saw in the beginning of this case with not just YouTubers, but anyone was throwing this out there and throwing that out there. Go ahead.
Real quick, and I hate to interrupt you. It has let's just deviate here because I have a huge announcement. Huge announcement, and I just I guess, we're reporting something that's sad, but like I always say, when there's something negative, there's always something positive looming. And I hope I pronounce her name correctly, but Micheline O'Rourke Johnson.
Oh, she's from the Netherlands.
She has, and I hope, did I pronounce it correctly? Oh, there she is. She's still here. Micheline O'Rourke Johnson. Congratulations on the newborn.
Yes.
I remember you coming here to Nerd Report and saying I have to leave for a while. I think that was you. And I was sad.
Yes, it was.
And you came back. That is awesome.
Yeah.
Congratulations. We celebrate new life here on Nerd Report. Thanks for being so eager to come in here and remembering us. So I want 1 million hearts in the chat right now. Like 1 million hearts. Please do me that favor. Celebrating the new life. Do me that favor. Let's get the hearts coming on in here. Congratulations and hearts. Thanks for coming back. That is awesome. That means a lot to me. Hearts are coming in. Big time. Yeah, I remember you. Yep. Congratulations and a million hearts. Isn't that sweet, Julie?
Yes, she was with us New Year's Eve and
She
said
was,
that,
yeah. Someone told me and I missed her. Yeah.
Yeah, she was with us New Year's Eve and she was going into the hospital on New Year's Day. She said, I'm so sad. I'm not going to see you for New Year's Day. I'm going into the hospital. They're going to induce labor. I was like, don't be sad. You're going to have nobody's going to ever forget his birthday. It's the first of the year every year from now on. So yeah, she was with us. She was with us the whole night. Yes, she was. And, so love seeing those hearts. Absolutely.
Yep. 100%. Now, what you guys are looking on screen is, are you done with that or do you have any more opinions?
No, I'm done with that, but we need to address the stops, what you're showing on screen right now, because what we thought were random stops were not so random after all.
They were not random. That's another big thing. And like, look, we at Nerd Report, we were among the first people to report, especially on this video. And for some reason, YouTube decided to pretend we didn't do it. So I'm going to ask you guys for a call to arms right now. Check it out real quick. Click here on this video. It's a Nerd Report video. I'm dropping the link and give it a watch in the background so the numbers go up. And that's the video you're watching, surveillance webcam. The webcam second stoppage. I don't know why YouTube decided to stump this video, but I thought it was important. But so that's a call to arms real quick. If you guys could click on that, give it a like and a share. Give that video a like and a share real quick. And so what do you have to say about this, Julie?
Well, I thought, okay, remember when we did the first one?
Yeah.
And the body cam was facing down and we were like, what's going on? You didn't see anything? Well, that was the reason for the for the second one, because the first one, the FBI did ask the state of Indiana. They were being followed cross country to pull them over. The first one didn't get any body cam coverage. And then this one here, people were criticizing, well, the officer is awfully chatty with him and da-da-da-da-da and didn't give him a ticket. And there was a method to their madness here. They wanted to get a look, make sure that it was Bryan Kohberger. And yes, they wanted to see if, and check out, I don't know, Louis, if you have the ability to get a close-up of the face. But, as DM, the surviving roommate, stated, the guy had bushy eyebrows.
That is a fact.
It's a fact. And, so, yeah, so here, and I was critical, of these stuff, like, we all were like, gee, they had him twice. Why didn't they arrest him? Well, they didn't arrest him because the day that these stops took place, they didn't have this document had not been put together yet and gone to a judge to get an arrest
warrant.
They were
asking a lot of the public support, but I want to show you something. I know, Jules, you're probably seeing it on the delay, but let me explain what's going on here. Here's the stop.
Where are you headed?
Where are you heading? Bryan saying, we're going over there. Now, I don't know if he's guilty or not, but we're going over there.
Well, we're coming from WSU.
He says, we're coming from WSU. The dad says that, and then look at Bryan's face, because they asked Bryan, where are you coming from or where are you going? And he gives kind of like a bullshit a reason, where a place he's going to, and then the dad just starts talking. Like, look, and then look at Brian's face when the dad starts narking them out. Watch.
For tailgating. Is this your car?
All right.
Okay. Cool. Where are you headed?
Where you headed? Where you headed? And then Brian gives his reason, and the dad goes, no, well, actually, we're going here.
Well, we coming from WSU.
Yeah, go ahead.
Lewis, Audrey Hudson is asking me, did I skip page 16, paragraph 3? She found it important. Yes, I did skip. I skipped over a lot, Audrey, in the matter of time, but because you're bringing it up, you are correct. It is important. This paragraph, it'll take me 30 seconds to read it.
Yeah, go
Lewis.
for it.
It says, one of these occasions on August 21st, 2022, his phone coverage was at the King Road residence at approximately 10:34 p.m. until 11:35 p.m. At approximately 11:37 p.m., Kohberger was stopped by Latah County Sheriff's Deputy. As mentioned above, his phone was utilizing the cellular, I cannot say that word for the life of me, resources consistent with the location of the traffic stop during this time. So yes, Audrey, I did skip over it. Like I told everybody, you can get this report and read it for yourself. But yes, that's very key. It shows that he was sitting there watching this house for an hour. He was there for an hour, and then he gets pulled over. This guy is always getting pulled over.
He's awful.
Anyway, yeah, he's
Broken Fish End, thank you for coming on here, man. Daisy, I see you as well. Thank you, man.
And also, guys, remember, the car hasn't been processed yet, so we don't even have that information. So I can promise you, no matter how much he may have cleaned the inside of that car, they're going to find something in there, whether it's under the latch of the glove box or if the seat had to be adjusted or something somewhere. If he touched the dashboard, something. We're going to find out that Xana, Ethan, Maddie, and Kaylee's DNA is in that car. And if I'm correct, this is my opinion, my speculation. If I'm correct, in my opinion, the state of Idaho has a slam dunk case against him. And if I was his attorney, I would be talking deal. I would be talking deal like they did here in Florida with Parkland. What
deal could they pull out? Like, how does that work?
Well, okay, this is a death penalty. Oh, what am I?
Yeah,
it's
fine.
a DP. It's a DP state. So, given the heinousness of this crime, they are going to ask for the DP without a doubt in my mind. So if I was his lawyer, I would say, after going I don't know. I hear she's excellent. She's going to have an excellent team. I know they're going to try to poke holes in all of this evidence because they're going to have their own experts. But listen, DNA is going to be a hard thing to get by. Same thing with the cell phone pings. I mean, there's just so much here, and the video cams. But if I was his lawyer, I would sit him down and say, are you sure you really want to go through with a trial? I can get you life without parole instead of you taking a chance and getting the DP. I don't know. What does everybody in the chat think?
Well, Shelly is I think she could speak for all of us here. I mean, I doubt anybody does not want this, but she's feeling. She sends in the super chat, so thank you for the support as always. Thank you, Shelly. You're always supporting. You're so loved here. Please, hearts for Shelly. But she's anxious to find out the motives. So are me. So am I. But I have a feeling it's either the school thing or ego rejection by one of them.
True. I would like to know a motive as well. However, just so you know, the state doesn't have to prove a motive. All they have to do is prove that he did it. They don't have to come up with a motive. Is it great to have one? Absolutely it is. But they don't need a motive to prove a conviction. It's the evidence that he actually did it is what's going to do him in. But I'm with you, Lewis. I would like to know. I would like to know the motive.
It writes itself as a movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But let's continue with this right here because the dad keeps talking, and I think this video is important. And I'm going to drop the link again if you guys want to give it a quick hook up. It says click here in the chat, and that video did not get shared by YouTube. So please do me a favor, head over there, have it on in the background, press like, and a thumbs up it, and also comment if you can. The code word is Lewis. Send me to Nerd Report. There you go. Lewis, send me to Nerd Report. Send me to Nerd Report. There we go. That's the code for this video you're watching, which was posted yesterday. So Brian, where are you going? The cop asked. This time the cop's standing a little bit more erect, filming, getting the information that seems like the FBI wanted. And he goes, "Where are you going?" And Brian has his story. I don't know if he's guilty, but it looks like he's whatever. And then he says he has his story. The cop believes it, but the dad keeps talking. He corrects Brian. He adds more info. And look at Brian's face.
Cool. Where are you headed?
Where are we headed? He points over there. Here comes the dad.
Well, we coming from WSU.
Well, we're coming from WSU.
Yes, I don't think Brian was too happy that his dad said that. Personally, I don't think he was happy about that.
No, and also a heads up, I'm getting a lot of people claiming that they were not only not notified for this video, but they got unsubscribed. I've had like 3 people already just got a text.
Okay.
So do me a favor, double check. See, he's listening to his dad like, "Oh my God, Dad." I mean, all he needed to do is put his hand on his face. He's shaking his head, he looks down. That's the one where he's like, "Dad, you put your foot in it."
What's WSU?
Aaron in the chat says, "I've said this before. I don't think that he planned on Ethan being there. I think he figured it was just going to be the girls, and I think he just hated women."
He was stalking,
Aaron,
though.
I do believe that he didn't think, "My dog, I'm so sorry, I'm going to put him away." I agree with Erin. I don't think he expected Ethan to be there, and from all indications, I believe that Ethan may have been the first victim. They were on that first floor going in, when he entered the house. And excuse me a moment, Lewis, I'm going to put Frankie in his crate.
Oh, be nice to Frankie. All right, if you guys want to watch this video in its entirety, you can check it out right here. I'm dropping the link. Entire video is right there. I'm dropping the link. I need your help, guys. The community needs your help. Because we're working our ass off behind the scenes.
what did you say about some SWAT team thing? Or
Yeah, there was a mass shooting here. We don't know.
Where?
Look at him. The dad just screwed him.
Oh, it's horrifying.
The dad, because the dad's talking about like different events, adding information, prolonging the police officers' stay there.
He's supposed to be university,
So y'all work at the university there?
Actually, we work there.
Oh,
PhD.
okay. Okay. Yeah, I hadn't heard about that incident. Just yesterday, or?
This happened about an hour and a half ago. We're still wrapping it up for investigating. I'm not sure there's two shootings, but they did shoot somebody.
Let's see.
And then
We don't know about that actually. They were there with shooting out of the window or something.
Interesting. Wow. Okay. So do me a favor and don't follow it too close, okay? All right. Thank you.
Now, there was a mention, folks. Some people are looking at this and saying they cut the webcam like too short. And I wonder if the cop was showing too much at that point. Maybe turn the camera to the right and kept, because they didn't want people to know exactly. Maybe if they didn't want people to know exactly what they were taking pictures of, maybe he aimed the camera at the trunk. We saw that police officer aim the camera at the trunk and everything. So again, police business, it's hard. It's hard to know exactly what is going on. I'm not with them. And everything. Let's see if I can take this out. Can I take this off? Yeah. Any other breaking news? I'm putting you real big on the screen, Julie. Any other breaking news?
Don't do that. You'll make me nervous. I think we're pretty much caught up. I mean, the nuts and the bolts of this case is going to come down to the DNA, which is key. That they found that on the sheath of the knife. I mean, of the sheath that holds the weapon. And by, slick movements of law enforcement in Pennsylvania able to get the trash. I mean, they made that DNA match. But just remember, we have to wait for the processing of the car to be done, the processing of the home in Pennsylvania to be done, and the processing of his apartment in Pullman to be done. So there's a lot more we don't know. We have to give him the presumption of innocence until he goes before a judge. Oh, there is a status hearing on... It's either January 12th or the 13th. I'm sorry, at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'll have to relook at it, but there's a status hearing. Okay. I think it has to do with bond, because in today's hearing, they did speak about bond, and his attorney said that, she, didn't have everything together yet. Can they do a status hearing? It's either the 12th or the 13th. It's the 13th, I believe, at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, and that's where that's going to be addressed.
All right, so hey, stick with Nerd Report because we're going to update the heck out of everything as it happens. We appreciate it.
Yeah. Yes, and I need to thank.
You got some support. Let's see.
Marcella, once again, thank you very, very much. I appreciate you sending me the love. Thank you, my dear. And if you're not subbed to Marcella's YouTube channel, please do so. And Chris H. I don't know who this is, but I'm not saying your last name on air, but Chris H., thank you for the PayPal donation. I greatly appreciate you as well.
All right, thanks.
Michael San Juan is in the chat. Yes, sir. It is a Star Wars album there.
It's a Star. Oh yeah, you showed me that Star Wars album. Yeah. If you guys like nerdy stuff, head over to Nuke the Fridge. Is everyone here subscribed to Nuke the Fridge? It's our movie channel. Here, let me drop the link real quick. Press 1 if you're subbed to Nuke the Fridge. Press 1. I'm gonna drop the link as well. Nuke the Fridge, y'all. It's this one right here. How many ones do we have? Who's subbed? Who is subbed? Let me know. Press that 1. Got some people in here. Sub to Nuke the Fridge. All right. I'm dropping the link.
And while Lewis is dropping the link, also, the condolences to these 4 young people's families. All 4 families were in the courtroom today. Kaylee's father did exactly what he said all along, what he was going to do. He just wanted to look him in his eyes. It has been reported widely from people that were in the courtroom. He never took his eyes off of Bryan Kohberger. Bryan Kohberger never looked at anyone other than his attorney and the judge. He is very well spoken. I mean, he answered the questions that the judge was asking him loud and, clearly. He understands the charges against him, et cetera, et cetera. Maddie's name was the first charge that was read, and the second one, no, I'm sorry, I apologize. Xana's name was mentioned first, then Ethan, then Maddie, and Kaylee. Now, I don't know if their names were read in that order for a particular reason, or that's just how the judge did it. But Kaylee's mom, broke down and cried, as well as the other families. But Kaylee's dad remained stoic. He had his arm around his son and his wife, and he never took his eyes off of Bryan Kohberger. So, let's show some respect and some empathy and sympathy for these families, because this is just beginning for them. This is the beginning of the road. I'm done with my rant, Lois.
I love it. I love the rant.
Okay.
Yeah, actually, there's video. I'm just putting up Nuke the Fridge here, guys. I know that's not really as important as what we're talking about, but just so you know, we have an alternative. Heather, whatever, thanks for that super sticker. You've been here a long time. Thank you. Hey, Julie, real quick, here's Cassandra Peters. Do you all know who that is? Well, it kind of spoils it, but this is, you know who that is? Oh, you can't see it.
Is that? But, I can't.
Cassandra Peters is Elvira. Look at how good she looks right there.
That woman never ages, I wish I was like her.
You are.
She looks way better she looks way younger than me, and she's older than me.
She's been around for a while. But there you go, Elvira.
And is something happening with Elvira that we need to know
about? No,
it's
just an old interview. She's on Nuke the Fridge.
Wait a minute, that's her without the makeup?
Yeah.
I'm just seeing because I'm on delay. Oh my God, she is beautiful.
Yeah, that interview is up there on Nuke the Fridge. You guys want to support? You see, I'm cool. Let me see if I get footage of of Kaylee Gonzalez's father?
Yeah, they did do a press conference. Well, I wouldn't exactly call it a press conference, but their lawyer with Kaylee's family standing behind him made one statement and said this would be the only statement and that would be coming out. And basically, they were pleased that they got him in custody. They were able to see who the perpetrator is, and they will be in every hearing. Every time there's a hearing, no matter what it is, that family, Kaylee, will be represented, and I'm sure that the other families.
Well,
as
let's play this video. This one's of the attorney. Coming out of the courthouse.
Good morning, everybody. My name's Shannon Gray. I'm the attorney for the Gonzalez family. We're not going to be taking any questions at all. It's obviously an emotional time for the family seeing the defendant for the first time. This is the beginning of the criminal justice system, and the family will be here for the long haul. And that's the statement for the media today. Thank you.
It's low for me. I don't know if anybody can hear that.
No questions during that. Let me see if I can get the dad. No. Well, we'll get that later. We'll do it on a standalone video. But I think this pretty much concludes our show today. It's been a very informative one. I don't know how we could end it and say it's been a good show. I mean, yeah, it's a lot of friends, families coming in here to watch us. We appreciate that, but never is this good because of the topic and stuff. But it's good that the justice is seeming to be coming. So let us know. Last word. I want to thank everybody though too for sending some coffee money to Julie, that she gets some coffee and so she could be a little bit more focused when she gets these things written. Not just kidding, but yeah, she doesn't sleep, so she needs coffee. But there you go. Last words, Julie.
I'm going to be on top of this as much as I can. However, I want you to know I'm not always going to be correct. You know, I might say something incorrectly or be misinformed, but, you know, I will always try to keep it real and factual with everyone. On that note, please be kind, watch your words, mind your words. You never know what can trigger someone, and just let's make 2023 a better year, everybody. I love you guys.
Yeah, thank good. Well done. And yeah, I back that up. And it's you know, we don't know everything, and no one does, not even detectives. That's why they're doing detective work, because they don't know anything. So anyone who pretends they know everything, they're pulling your leg. But that being said, everyone in the chat will be back. Please do me a favor, check out standalone videos. There's a lot of them coming in soon. Double check that you're subbed. If everyone that's here subs right now, just in case you're not subbed, we're gonna reach 52K today. Or is it 51? Yeah. So double check. Tell a friend. Nerd out. Let me see what I could do here with the. There we go. Nerd out.